Even the smallest yard can be productive when you choose the right plants. You don't need rows of vegetables or a big orchard, just a few compact shrubs and perennials that give color, fragrance, and flavor all at once. Today, let's explore some of the best edible plants that thrive beautifully in tight spaces and prove that small gardens can still bring big harvests.
Let's start with blueberry top hat, a small shrub that brings sweetness and structure to even the tiniest garden. Reaching only about 2 feet tall, it's beautifully compact, yet full of life. In spring, delicate white flowers bloom like little lanterns, turning into clusters of deep blue berries by summer, and glowing red foliage in fall keeps the color going long after harvest. It thrives in full sun and acidic, well-drained soil, ideal for container growing in tight spaces. Use ericaceous compost, water with rainwater when possible, and feed lightly in spring. Once it's settled, it asks for little, but gives back plenty. The berries are sweet, firm, and perfect for snacking or morning breakfasts. Even without fruit, its neat rounded form and seasonal color shifts make it a small shrub that always earns attention. Place it in decorative pots by the patio, or line a few along your walkway for a soft, edible border. Compact, colorful, and productive, blueberry top hat proves that even the smallest garden can feel abundant.
Next up, Rosemary Arp, the small space evergreen that's both beautiful and useful. It forms a neat, rounded shrub with silvery green foliage that looks elegant year-round. When it blooms, clusters of pale blue flowers appear, buzzing with bees and adding a gentle herbal fragrance that instantly makes any small garden feel alive. This hardy variety thrives in full sun and well-draining soil, perfect for containers or narrow borders. It tolerates heat, wind, and even mild frost, making it a reliable pick for busy gardeners. Just avoid heavy watering. Rosemary prefers to stay a little dry between drinks. Beyond its beauty, it's endlessly practical. The leaves can be snipped fresh for cooking or dried for fragrant sachets. And the plant itself attracts pollinators while deterring pests naturally. Few perennials give this much reward with so little care. Place it near pathways, steps, or sunny patios where you can brush against it and release its scent. Whether grown in a pot or trimmed as a low hedge, Rosemary Arp adds both flavor and structure. A true small garden classic.
Coming up, strawberry Albion, the little fruit that turns any small space into a pocket-sized harvest. Compact, cheerful, and endlessly productive, this ever-bearing variety produces sweet, firm berries from late spring through fall. Its fresh green leaves and ruby red fruit brighten up garden beds, hanging baskets, or even a narrow window box, proof that beauty and bounty can fit anywhere. Give it full sun and rich, well-draining soil to keep the plants vigorous and fruitful. Regular watering is key, but be sure to keep the leaves dry to prevent disease. A light feeding every few weeks will keep the berries coming all season long. What makes Albion special is its flavor, rich, aromatic, and perfectly balanced between sweet and tart. The berries hold their shape well, making them ideal for snacking, desserts, or even a small bowl of garden-fresh strawberries right from your patio. Plant them in hanging pots, raised beds, or along low borders for a cascade of color and fruit. Whether you have a balcony, courtyard, or tiny backyard, Strawberry Albion brings instant charm and the joy of picking your own berries, no matter how small your garden is.
Next on the list, Dwarf pomegranate Nana, a fiery little shrub that lights up any compact space. It stays under 3 feet tall, but makes a bold statement with glossy leaves and bright orange-red flowers that look like glowing embers in the sun. As the blooms fade, they give way to miniature pomegranates, tiny ornaments that bring texture and color well into autumn. This variety thrives in full sun and well-drained soil, making it ideal for courtyards or container gardens. It's heat-loving and drought-tolerant once established, which means it keeps its form and vibrancy with minimal care. Just water deeply but infrequently, and trim lightly after winter to keep its shape neat. Beyond looks, Nana brings an ornamental touch with a productive twist. The small fruits aren't just decorative. They can be used for garnish or left on the plant to dry naturally, adding interest long after flowering ends. Its resilience makes it a perfect choice for small spaces that get hot and bright. Place it in a terracotta pot or along a sunny border, where its warm tones can contrast beautifully with stone or gravel. Dwarf pomegranate Nana adds a splash of drama and vitality to any small yard, proof that even tiny gardens can glow with color and life.
Coming in fifth, creeping thyme, the tiny herb that quietly transforms small gardens. It hugs the ground like a soft green carpet, filling cracks between pavers or spilling gently over the edge of containers. In summer, it bursts into clouds of pink or purple flowers that attract bees and add a subtle fragrance every time you walk past. For a small yard, it's a living detail that softens hard surfaces while staying perfectly tidy. Creeping thyme thrives in full sun and dry, well-drained soil. It's incredibly low maintenance, no need for constant watering or rich soil. Once established, it can handle heat, drought, and even a little foot traffic, making it one of the toughest yet most graceful ground covers you can grow. Beyond being beautiful, it's also wonderfully edible. The leaves have a delicate, earthy flavor that elevates almost any dish. And harvesting them couldn't be easier. Just pinch a few sprigs as you pass by. It's the kind of plant that rewards you quietly, season after season. Plant it between stepping stones, at the base of taller shrubs, or in shallow containers where it can spill naturally over the rim. Creeping thyme adds softness, fragrance, and charm, turning every small pathway or patio edge into something alive and inviting. Next up, Chilean guava, or Ugni Molinae, a small evergreen shrub that feels like a secret treasure in compact gardens. It grows with a neat, rounded shape covered in glossy green leaves that stay lush year-round. In late spring, it produces tiny white bell-shaped flowers that give off a soft, candy-like scent, followed by clusters of red berries that look like miniature cherries. It's elegant, subtle, and fits beautifully into small courtyards or patios. Chilean guava thrives in full sun to partial shade and prefers well-draining, slightly acidic soil. It's easygoing once established, tolerating mild frost and dry spells with ease. Water regularly during its first growing year, then let it settle into its rhythm. It's the kind of plant that looks after itself once it feels at home. The berries are small but bursting with flavor, a mix of strawberry, pineapple, and spice, often described as nature's candy. They're perfect for eating fresh or using in jams, and their aroma alone can fill the air with sweetness when ripe. It's an edible plant that still feels ornamental and refined. Place it near seating areas or garden paths where you can appreciate its fragrance and harvest its fruit easily. Whether in a decorative pot or a small border, Chilean guava adds quiet luxury, a plant that turns a modest yard into something truly special. And finally, Rhubarb Victoria, a bold, edible perennial that brings structure and color to small gardens. Its large, rippled leaves and thick red stalks make it look dramatic even when it's not being harvested. The contrast between deep green foliage and ruby stems gives an instant sense of abundance, the kind that makes a tight garden feel lush and full. It's both ornamental and productive, a perfect statement plant for small edible landscapes. Rhubarb loves full sun and rich, moist, well-drained soil. It appreciates consistent watering during dry spells and an annual layer of compost or mulch to keep it thriving. Avoid harvesting during its first year, and you'll be rewarded with years of steady, healthy growth after that. It's tough, reliable, and built to last through the seasons. While its leaves are toxic, the stalks are delicious, tart, tangy, and perfect for pies, jams, or syrups. Few edible perennials offer such bold texture and color while still being low maintenance. It's one of those plants that look decorative enough for a front yard, but still earn their keep in the kitchen. In a small space, plant rhubarb in a large pot or corner bed where its foliage can fan out naturally. Pair it with low herbs like thyme or chives to frame its bold leaves. Rhubarb Victoria is proof that even one plant can turn a modest yard into something striking, functional, and full of life.
And there you have it, 7 edible plants that turn any small yard into a space full of life and flavor. Each one brings something unique, beauty, scent, and a harvest worth waiting for. So even if your garden is small, let it be full of purpose. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy gardening!